Hi everybody, Broken Ebeez here. Welcome to today's video. So today's video will see the start of a new series on my YouTube, which is Ebeez Answers Your Comments. So first of all, my sincere thanks to everybody who's posting comments on the YouTube. I'm very grateful and greatly appreciate you spending the time to post your comments. So what am I all about? Very simple. If I can help as many people as possible make the transition from Windows over to a Linux platform, then that is my sole aim. Being able to do that is dependent on many things. It depends on what you do on your PC. It depends whether you have the will and the desire to get off the sewer fest that is Windows and onto a free and open source operating system. And it also depends greatly on how much information you post in your comment, and I would encourage you to give me as much information as you possibly can. For example, simply posting I tried Linux and my game didn't work, so I went back to Windows, you may as well not bother posting the comment. You know, give me as much information as you can. Oh, I tried Linux Mint. I tried running Star Wars The Old Republic using Wine. Couldn't get it to work. What's your suggestions? I mean, you might not like the suggestion. But that's the sort of thing that really I do need in order to be able to help you realistically. Also, making the transition from Windows over to something like MX Linux, you get a very mixed feeling off of YouTube, from it's a piece of piss to it's your worst nightmare. In reality, if you're the sort of user that lives in a web browser, then in 2024 making the transition from Windows over to Linux isn't that difficult. It's all point and click these days. It's all graphical. It's all yes, no. So today it's relatively easy to install a Linux desktop operating system on your computer and save it going to the tip. You'll also find that if you do make the transition, the speed increase of having Linux on your desktop will make your old e-waste PC feel like a modern powerhouse. It's that noticeable. Okay, so I had a stroke in August of 2023, and it's reinvigorated my drive to help as many people out there on the internet as possible. It's also made me very intolerant. So if you post nasty comments on the videos, that's absolutely fine, but don't expect anything other than a vile nasty response, because that's all you're going to get. I've been doing this too long and for too many years. I've got the hide of a rhino and I don't take prisoners. You've been warned. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's get into your comments and enjoy, everybody. Okay, first of all, Anywho posted in response to my Ubuntu video. I don't, because I can't figure out how to install exe games to it with Wine, and the few times I did, I have something installed, it still don't work, so I stay in Windows. Okay, so I'm going to give that a thumbs up and a love heart. Thank you very much for posting. Anywho, the simple response to you, my friend, is don't go for a mainstream distribution like Ubuntu. Go for MX Linux. Try MX Linux. You'll need to install Wine from the MX package manager, which will do it all for you. And then it depends on your game. You have some options. You can either run and install the game via Steam and use the inbuilt Proton, which pretty much guarantees that the game's going to work. If it's a non-Steam game, then you could always use another launcher such as Lutris and see if your game is available for install via Lutris. I personally run Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 via Lutris, not via Steam, and they run beautifully. But again, you haven't said which game it is you're trying to run. Is it one game? Is it a selection of games? If you watch this video back, please update it and I'll try and give you an updated answer in the next Q&A session. Okay, so Profit. I like your video so far. Still not going to ditch my Windows 11. In fact, thanks to Microsoft's greedy and shady policies, I learned how to customize the crap out of both Windows and Linux OSs, so I can use both the way I want to. Well, that's fabulous. Good for you. Oh my word. I'm really glad Linux has made a great lot of advancement. It certainly have. I've been multi-booting for over a decade, but it's always still just not quite close enough. Assuming you take the time and use the right software, Windows 11 Pro Home lacks some useful tools, becomes an ideal OS. It does, providing you're prepared to jump on the upgrade train in order to run Windows 11. And you're going to have to upgrade, believe you me. Also, you've got to bear in mind and factor in that Microsoft are not only going to enforce a lot more restrictions on you as a user, they're also introducing AI, which is going to hive even more data off you. And if you're okay with all of that, well, then you've got subscriptions to look forward to, whereby you have to pay a monthly fee to use Microsoft Windows. Well, if you would prefer to stick with that as opposed to something like MX, which is about as close to a Windows experience as you'll get on Linux, well, then it sucks to be you. I do hope Linux gets even better in the near future, which it will, but unless the open source projects get a good funding, nothing progresses fast without proper funding. It'll be just good, not great. It already is great. Believe you me, I've got a whole YouTube full of content which is all made and played on MX Linux, and you will not find a finer desktop Linux operating system anywhere. Keep up the good work with your videos. I like the style. Well, thank you very much. That's going to get a thumbs up and a love heart. Thank you very much indeed for posting. I sincerely hope, Profit, for your own sanity and your own wallet, you make the switch to Linux. I hope. It's not my job to demand, to direct, to force people to dump Windows and come over to Linux. It's my job to silently be there and support you should you wish to do so. And I'm happy to support everybody. The YouTube is 100% free. I'm not making a living out of this. My help is 100% free. All I ask is serious posts. Simple as that. I also get that the internet is full of trolls who have absolutely no life. I get that. And they're also welcome. But if you give it, you take it, because you're going to get it. Trust me. So thank you, Prophet. Great post. So next one, Shadow 317, Zorin OS 17.1 got released and fixed most of the complaints such as Wine 9 support. Well, thank you for posting that. Zorin OS I have tried very recently. Fabulous operating system. Absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend Zorin OS. So this is SK345. I've been rocking Mint Debian for the past week and a half, and it has been one of the best computing experiences I've had since I first built my PC. Good for you. My PC does not support Windows 11 despite me having a 3900X and 1080 Ti. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. Currently right now I'm dual booting Windows 7 and Mint for some applications Linux simply can't run. I refuse to put any version of Windows on my computer. Hopefully by the end of this year I will be fully migrated over to Linux. Well, do keep us up to speed, SK, and thank you so much for posting. I hope you have a really fun, interesting Linux journey. I hope you can ditch Windows, because believe you me, and everybody laughs at me and takes the piss, I've seen what's been coming for a long while, and Microsoft and Apple will switch to a subscription based operating system. Of that I can guarantee you. So you've got this nice little period of time between now and then to migrate over to Linux. Linux Mint is a fantastic operating system and a great choice for anybody. Linux Mint Debian, personally, I think is even better than base Linux Mint. However, there is one operating system that I bang the drum for, which is even better than Linux Mint Debian, and that is MX Linux. Don't take my word for it. Don't listen to a doddery old bedger who's had a stroke. Get off your arse, go and try it for yourself, and get blown the feck away, because it really will blow you the way. Cody aka Lama, hey up Cody, lovely to see you. Ubuntu is my top recommendation for new users who are okay having a different desktop layout. Kubuntu is the second recommendation for people who want the more Windows-like layout. Reason I like it, because if there's a problem, just search the error code with the word Ubuntu, and there's a lot of answers of how to fix it, just like Windows. Also, debs work like X's. Absolutely correct. Just click on the deb and open it. I usually recommend just use the App Store for easier and safer installs, but debs if not in the App Store. Well, good luck with that, Cody. Thank you so much for posting. I do appreciate it, because it takes time for people to post. And I hope you're enjoying your Linux. I'm absolutely loving MX. I can't bang the drum for it enough. I'm mightily, thoroughly sick and tired you'll all be by the end of this series of hearing me bang on about MX Linux. But it really, really is that good, especially for non-techie, non-enthusiast type users. So thank you for posting, Cody. Next one, AVWIK85. Stop pushing Ubuntu with its snap crap. There are lesser known alternatives, but way better. Yeah. I've got and Ralph L. I don't know. Mint is basically Ubuntu without all the canonical crap, with a usable old school desktop out of the box. Thank you very much for the reply. Okay, let's just answer his initial statement. Stop pushing Ubuntu with its snap crap. I'm not pushing anything. I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything. What I'm saying is, if you want to jump off the shit train that is Windows, there are alternatives available. There might be genuine reasons why you can't do that. That's fine. But your ordinary, average, everyday, run-of-the-mill ho-hum user that lives their life in a web browser can do it with consummate ease. On top of that, they are spoiled for choice on what they want to migrate to. My personal choice is MX Linux. That's my choice. Your choice, you're like a kid in a sweet shop. You can walk in and pick any fecking Linux that you want. So all I'm trying to do is showcase all the different Linuxes so that you guys and girls can make an informed choice without having to burn 20 different USB thumb drives with 20 different distros and try them. It's that simple. If you have a problem with that, well, then my apologies. But that's where these videos are coming from. User J09. Many of us Windows spazzes don't know how to work Linux. Well, thank you first of all for posting. I would say that 99.9% of Windows spazzes don't need to know how to work Linux. If you're on Windows and you have a mouse pointer, yeah, and you place that pointer on an icon and left click it, something happens. That, my friend, is all you need to know about Linux. You don't need to know anything else. As you're going to be spending the majority of your time in said web browser, you won't even see the desktop or need to know how Linux works. Just saying. Just my 10 penneth. So if you're like me, a spaz, then point and click is all you need to learn. Been testing the upcoming 24 daily image to see if I can use it without snap. Sorry, this is Ray. Lovely to see you, Ray. Seems promising, but don't use the standard version as it breaks the desktop. Something like Ubuntu Minimal would be a better option to build up. Yeah, absolutely, Ray. Couldn't disagree with you. But personally, I think Ubuntu Desktop 2204 long-term support is a great choice for Windows users who live their life in a browser. I don't think you can go wrong. It should last as the day is long. It's fantastic. User HF4Q, fucking hell, we've got some right names here. Thank you for posting. Welcome to the YouTube. It works. I'd be damned. I remember playing this. Oh, it works. It works like a mother trucker. That's the World War I Sky Aces videos. Yep, it works beautiful. No issues whatsoever. It's almost indistinguishable from running it on Windows. So, Pigeon Drive, Pigeon Driver. Oh my God, got there in the end. Maybe Pig would be better, but anyway, I would happily switch from the piece of trash that is Windows to Linux if it could run any Steam games. Right, okay. So if you go to my YouTube Pigeon, you'll see here there's gaming on MX Linux, which replaced Windows 10 11 in November 2023. Now, I am trying to work my way through my whole Steam library list and find out what works and what don't. In this playlist, you'll find a gazillion videos of games that I've installed on Linux and successfully ran with very, and I do emphasize, very minimal effort. It's a very Windows-esque experience. All you need to be able to do is point and click. If you can do that, you're in a fabulous place. So, I'm going to give you a thumbs up and a love heart. You are in a perfect position to have a go. My recommendation to you would be first and foremost MX Linux, because it's what I'm using and I know it works. However, feel free to try any Linux that you want. I would suggest, if you're a gamer, definitely go for the MX Linux AHS Edition, but that's just my personal point of view. It can, but it's a big gamble. Like stepping to a casino betting and hoping you'll get the thing. No, it's not. It's cut and dry. It's black and white. Either your games will work or they won't work. The only game that I don't have a solution for at the moment is Valorant. Everything else there is a solution. It might not be the solution that you want, but if you want to play Destiny 2, Fortnite, Apex Legends, League of Legends, you can play all those via GeForce Now. No problem. No problem at all. Most of the Steam games that I am trying, I'm having to do very little other than bring the game down and install it, tell it which Proton to use. You're in. You're done. And I'm making regular daily video content on all these games. So hopefully your game will be in the list at some stage. Please stop writing this nonsense on every comment. It's simply not true. I use Steam on Linux every day and play without any problems. Absolutely correct. It is nonsense, and that gets a big thumbs up and a love heart from me. I'm on the newest hardware drivers without problems. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say everything is smelling of roses, but it's certainly a hell of a lot better today than what it was even 2 years ago. So, you know, I mean, I'm banging the Linux drum purely to try and help users get away from Windows, A, if they can, and B, if they have the desire to. If they don't have the desire to, then fine. Stay on Windows, get your wallet out, and enjoy the shit show. Your choice. Nobody's forcing you. German Keimer 5671, welcome to the YouTube. I agree that GNU Linux has still some problems like compatibility with hardware, especially graphics cards, and programs that don't run on the operating system, Adobe among others. However, it has made great advances in recent years, and for a common user who's only interested in browsing, watching videos, etc., is more than enough. Couldn't agree with you more. Finally, in relation to Windows, do not forget that there is an increasing presence of Linux in its code. Yeah, there is, but I don't see how that helps ordinary users. I mean, if you're a coder, or I don't really see how having an increased Linux presence within inside of Windows helps anybody, to be honest. I think it's personally a gimmicky load of crap. It's just a way of saying, look, you don't have to run a full Linux desktop. Run Linux inside of Windows and pay us your monthly subscription, bitch. That's really what it's all about. Michael Duster. That's not exactly advancement, because Windows could always do the exact same and more. The only real advancement I can honestly see is in gaming and Proton, even when it made it from it doesn't work to it does semi-work. But it's going to be a gamble. It's not going to be a gamble, Michael. Just look at my YouTube. Look at the content. Look at the gaming videos. Day after day, I'm putting gaming videos up. And believe you me, I'm doing nothing. I'm just installing the fucking games and then selecting Proton, and the games just work. It's like being on Windows. And when you're in a game, are you looking at the desktop? Do you give a shit whether you're using Windows or whether you're using Linux? No, because you're in the game. The operating system doesn't matter. Okay, our lovely Nabist, lovely to see you, Nabist. Read the why wait in 2024 question. Could be 6 or 7 weeks, might be worthwhile, since we're that close to 24.04 LTS. Although Ubuntu has excellent track record of upgrading smoothly between long-term releases, that process can look kind of scary, especially for new users. That's a great comment, Nab, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it. However, my personal advice to any would-be Ubuntu user is always give any new Ubuntu release at least 6 months before you upgrade to it. because there's lots of bugs, lots of instabilities, and lots of other things to be ironed out. Whereas if you give yourself 6 months on 2204 and then in 6 months upgrade to 2404, I think you'll have a much better experience. But that's just my 10 pence worth. Nab, thank you so much for posting. Lovely to see you, my friend. Oh, look at this. Here's an old one. Sir Atlas. How you doing, Atlas? I hope you're safe and well. I've also heard from people in the know that the subscription model is coming to Windows. It is, Atlas. I honestly, I shit you not. If so, likely Apple will be either just in front or slightly behind. Correct. 100% nailed. In any event, I've been running LMDE Linux Mint Debian Edition as my daily driver for some months, and just as EB runs his MX, I've never looked back. The experience of having Windows is akin to finally getting a divorce. Oh my God. I've got to read this. From an excruciating life-killing ex. Love it, Atlas. As for Ubuntu, for more than just a browser sailor, well, the folks at Mint are also becoming a bit wary of Canonical. Ergo the existence of LMDE. In any event, there's a whole world of additional possibilities out there depending only on how you want to float your boat. Yeah, absolutely, Atlas. Thanks for posting. Great post. Much obliged, and it's much appreciated. Michael, well, drop the hoax news because that ain't happening. Yeah, Michael, I'm not even going to bother reading it because you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And Atlas replies, all you lot can read the replies. Okay, so Wild Wallidos, nice, love the name. MX for life, couldn't agree more. Absolutely MX for life. Dobry, lovely to see you. Very nice, EB. Thank you, Dobry. Much obliged. Much obliged. The Parody Gamer. I fully agree with newbies on Linux. It's come a long way from the days of constantly using the terminal and learning all the commands. Almost every app has a simple GUI and there are loads of support. On forums or Facebook, I did try MX Linux with my Juggernaut AMD build and it ran perfectly. It should do with a Ryzen 9. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, Parody, if you're going to run MX Linux, run the AHS Edition if you've got newer hardware, and you should have a wonderful experience. Okay, I'm going to leave the first raft of comments there at the Parody. In the next one, we'll try and start from the Parody Gamer and work ourselves through the comments. All it leaves me to do is sincerely thank you for your continued support. I hope you're loving and enjoying the content because I'm loving making it. I am here to genuinely help those people who genuinely want and need help. So please do feel free to post underneath the videos and I will do my absolute best to help you achieve your aims, goals, dreams of making the jump away from Windows and over on to Linux. For free, won't cost you a penny, no donations, no Patreons, no fuck all. Just come be yourself, enjoy the content and get as much help as you possibly can. Also, don't forget there are an awful lot of talented people hidden on this YouTube, which are a lot brighter than me, a lot more talented than me, and a lot more gifted in the use of Linux. So not only are you getting my help, by default, you're sucking in all that possible potential help and knowledge to help you make your dreams come true. However, at the end of the day, it comes down to you taking ownership of the project. Nobody can do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. Once you've done it, I guarantee you'll never look back, especially, sorry, with MX Linux. If you choose any other Linux, That's absolutely fine. That's your choice and you're welcome to do that. However, I can't guarantee you'll have a like experience to me on MX Linux. If you choose MX Linux, seriously, you'll never look back. There you go, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thumb the videos up or down. I will see you for another wicked Broken Ebeez video.